Have you ever felt like you didn't quite belong? Like there was something more to your story, just waiting to be discovered? Well, that's exactly where our journey begins, with a young boy named Harry Potter. For 10 long years, Harry's life was anything but magical. Orphaned as a baby, he lived in a cupboard under the stairs at number 4, Privet Drive, with his dreadful aunt, uncle, and cousin, the Dursleys. They treated him like a burden, a strange and unwelcome secret they were forced to keep. His days were filled with chores, hand-me-down clothes, and the constant feeling of being an outsider in his own home. Strange things often happened around Harry. Things he couldn't explain, like vanishing glass at the zoo, or somehow ending up on a school roof. But any hint of the unusual was quickly stamped out by the Dursleys, who valued normalcy above all else. Harry was just Harry, a small, skinny boy with a lightning bolt scar on his forehead, destined for a miserable life, or so he thought. Everything changes on his 11th birthday. Instead of the usual neglect, a mysterious letter arrives, addressed to Mr. H. Potter, the cupboard under the stairs. The Dursleys are terrified and do everything they can to stop him from reading it. They tear up the letters, nail the mail slot shut, and even flee to a desolate hut on a rock in the middle of the sea. But magic has a way of finding you. Just as the clock strikes midnight, the door to the hut is blasted open by a towering, bearded giant of a man named Rubeus Hagrid. With a booming voice and a surprisingly gentle heart, Hagrid delivers the news that will turn Harry's world upside down. "Harry," he says, "you're a wizard." He reveals the truth about Harry's parents. They were unkilled in a car crash, as the Dursleys had claimed, but were powerful wizards, murdered by the most evil dark wizard of all time, Lord Voldemort. Harry himself survived Voldemort's attack, which left him with his famous scar and that mysterious letter. It's his acceptance letter to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Suddenly, Harry's entire life makes sense. He isn't a freak, he's a wizard, and he's finally going somewhere he might actually belong. Stepping into the magical world is like waking from a dream. Hagrid takes Harry to Diagon Alley, a hidden street in London, bustling with witches and wizards. Here, Harry gets his first taste of fiming. Everyone knows his name, the boy who lived. He withdraws a mountain of gold from his parents' vault at Gringotts Bank, gets fitted for school robes, and most importantly, finds his own wandor. Rather, the wand finds him. It's a moment of pure magic, a confirmation that this is his true path. He also gets a beautiful snowy owl, Hedwig, as a birthday present from Hagrid. On September 1st, Harry heads to King's Cross Station and, with a leap of faith, runs through the barrier between platforms 9 and 10. Emerging onto platform 9 3/4, there, gleaming in the steam, is the Hogwarts Express, ready to take him to his new home. On the train, he meets Ron Weasley, a boy from a large, loving but poor wizarding family, and Hermione Granger, a brilliant and determined witch from a non-magical or muggle family. Though their first meeting is a little rocky, especially with Hermione's know-it-all attitude, this is the beginning of an unbreakable friendship. Hogwarts is more magnificent than anything Harry could have imagined. A vast, sprawling castle with moving staircases, talking portraits, and ghosts gliding through the walls. The students are sorted into 4 houses, and Harry, Ron, and Hermione all end up in Gryffindor, the house of bravery and chivalry. Life at Hogwarts is a whirlwind of new experiences. They learn to fly on broomsticks, where Harry discovers he's a natural, becoming the youngest seeker for the Gryffindor Quidditch team in a century. They attend classes like potions with the sinister and biased Professor Snape, who seems to hate Harry on sight, and transfiguration with the stern but fair Professor McGonagall. But beneath the surface of school life, a mystery is brewing. During a late-night adventure, the trio stumbles upon a monstrous three-headed dog guarding a trapdoor in a forbidden corridor. This isn't just a school prank, it's serious, powerful magic. Through a series of clever deductions, mostly by Hermione, they piece together the puzzle. The dog is guarding the Philosopher's Stone, a legendary object created by Nicholas Flamel that can produce the elixir of life, granting immortality. The stone has been moved to Hogwarts for safekeeping. But why? The trio quickly connects the dots. Someone is trying to steal it, and their prime suspect is the greasy-haired, intimidating potions master, Professor Snape. They see him limping after an encounter with the three-headed dog, overhear him threatening another professor, and believe he's trying to steal the stone for his old master, Lord Voldemort, who is rumored to be weakened, but not entirely gone. Their fears are amplified when, during a Quidditch match, Harry's broomstick is jinxed and nearly throws him to his death. Only a countercurse from Hermione, who sets Snape's robes on fire, seems to save him. The evidence against Snape seems overwhelming. They try to warn the headmaster Albus Dumbledore, but he's been called away on urgent business. Realizing that no one else will act, the three friends decide they have to take matters into their own hands. They can't let Voldemort return to power. Believing the theft is imminent, Harry, Ron, and Hermione decide to go through the trapdoor themselves to protect the stone. Their journey is a real-life final exam, testing all the skills they've learned throughout the year. First, they must soothe the three-headed dog, Fluffy, with music. Next, they fall into a patch of Devil's Snare, a plant that constricts its victims, and Hermione's quick thinking and knowledge of herbology saves them. Then, Harry's skill as a seeker allows him to catch a flying key to unlock the next door. This leads them to a giant, life-sized wizard's chess set. Here, Ron, a brilliant chess player, takes command. He sacrifices his own piece in a heroic move, allowing Harry and Hermione to checkmate the king and move forward, though Ron is knocked unconscious. Hermione stays behind to care for Ron, while Harry presses on alone. His final challenge before reaching the stone is a logic puzzle of potions, designed by Snape. But there's a twist: the puzzle isn't meant to stop the thief, but to slow them down, and only allow one person to proceed. Harry solves it and moves into the final chamber. In the last room, Harry expects to face Snape, but standing there, in front of the mirror of Arisda, magical mirror that shows the viewer's deepest desires, not Snape, but the timid, stuttering Professor Quirrell, the defense against the dark arts teacher. Quirrell calmly explains everything. It was he who tried to kill Harry at the Quidditch match, while Snape was muttering the counter-curse to save him. It was he who led a troll into the dungeons on Halloween as a diversion. All this time, they had been suspecting the wrong man. Quirrell then unwraps his turban, revealing the true horror. On the back of his head is a second face, pale and snake-like, the face of Lord Voldemort. Voldemort, reduced to a parasitic form, has been sharing Quirrell's body, using him to try and steal the stone to regain his physical form and immortality. Voldemort, speaking through Quirrell, forces Harry to look into the mirror of Arise. But because Harry desires to find the stone, not to use it for selfish gain, the stone magically appears in his pocket. Voldemort orders Quirrell to seize Harry and take the stone. But when Quirrell touches Harry's skin, his hands burn and turn to ash. Harry, realizing this, grabs onto Quirrell, causing him unbearable pain. The love and protection his mother gave him when she sacrificed herself for him lives on in Harry's very skin, a powerful magic that Voldemort, full of hate, cannot touch. The pain is too much for Quirrell's body to handle, and he crumbles to dust. While Voldemort's spirit form flees, Harry collapses, the stone safe. He wakes up in the hospital wing with Dumbledore by his side. Dumbledore explains everything: the power of his mother's love, why the stone has been destroyed, and why Voldemort is so obsessed with killing him. At the end of year feast, Gryffindor is awarded the House Cup thanks to the last-minute points awarded to Harry, Ron, Hermione, and even Neville Longbottom for their bravery. As the school year ends and Harry boards the Hogwarts Express to return to the Dursleys for the summer, he's no longer just the boy who lived in a cupboard. He is a wizard who has faced the darkest evil and survived. He has found true friends, a true home, and for the first time in his life, he has something to look forward to. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the magical world, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories.